Let's get to it! Alrighty, it's been a hot minute since I've streamed. Been a while. But I'm back to it. Today, I will be learning. One moment. You can hear this, you can hear that. Alrighty. I will be learning, well, reviewing and learning more about principles of art. And I'll be learning about some of them. Feel free to take notes down on the... I don't know. Anyway. Radio. Give me a second, let me just test this. Alright, that doesn't come up. Anyway. Yep, some principles of art. We'll be here for a little bit. Jeez, so much I have to set up. Off we go. Nice. Blender. I actually don't know. Maybe I should do that with Thompson, just stream with him. Not a bad idea. Hello, fellas. Anyway. Damn, that's so freaking big. Get up here. Yes. When did you get time to do this? Aren't you supposed to be busy? Well, it's not looking good, brother. It's not looking good. Neither is this camera. There we go. I don't know. We can still create a game, I think, but I don't really want to be associated with Roblox with how they're behaving. What do you, the viewer, think? This is so silly. Eh. True, we can still create a banger game. Oh, shit! I forgot about yesterday! Any messages in Discord about it? Nope. Damn! Yo, did you go to the meeting yesterday? I totally forgot. I totally forgot. Damn! Nah, bro, you can't summon him. He's unsummonable. He's unsummonable. Don't do it. Uh-oh. No way. Damn. Ah, yes. You guys should grab one of these. Oh yeah, I don't know how well that came through in the stream, but oh well. Damn. Gonna be here for around maybe 1.5 hours. Whoa. Whoa! Where did my music go? There it goes. Nice. Wait, so what did he say about it? Hmm. Now this stream is going to be... I actually need to disclose this. I need to disclose this. This stream is going to be boring as hell. For 2 hours I'm going to be digesting notes and information. Not entertaining at all. But good luck if you want to stay here. Damn. 900 kbs. Anyway, back to it. Holy, bad connection sometimes. I'm sorry, guys. The stream is gonna be slow. Anyway, back to it. So I myself am learning. Yes. Wait, so a point is... A point has no dimension, which means this isn't a point, but rather a dot. This is a dot, but it is... So a point is a coordinate. So we physically can't see dot points, but we can see dots. So point equals This is actually incorrect. So a point is equal to coordinates. So x, y, from what I can see. But to be able to see a point, or at least to position a point where we can put focus, is dot equals dot. Alright. So coordinate. So coordinate. And dot is wait, so any shape or form or anything with a recognizable center is a dot? What? Say that again. So a point has no dimension. Wait, dot could just be this, or this, or this, or this. Focal point. So how big the dot is and its position. Dot will be seen as a two dots imply a structure. Oops. Sorry, pussycat. Oh. Okay. Wait, so 2 dots being close to... Okay, so let's just try and explain this. So, having 2 dots close together, so let's say this is a dot. Let's just make this bigger. This is a dot, and this is a dot. Oops. Then here's the canvas. That's a bit of a crap line. Doesn't matter. Anyway, there's the canvas. The 2 dots here. Nope. 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 Oh, here. This one. The 2 dots getting closer together increases the tension between them until they get so close that one falls into the background and the other falls into the foreground. And by that point, they've now become 1 dot. But if you had multiple dots, but if you had a dot here, so let's say that you had where's my brush? So let's say you had a this one. So let's take it away. Where's shift? Nope, that's not it. So that goes here. So this will take it away. That will. So let's big. That will. Oh, that will add more to it. Okay, so this is add. And this is take. That's interesting. Ah, that's not good. I'm getting distracted. If I put a dot here, and a dot here, and a dot here, and a dot here, you can just see some kind of symmetry. I mean, essentially this itself is just a bunch of dots put together. Whoops, getting distracted. So these are all dots. This is a dot. This is a dot. A line. Alright. One second. We got to the example of dots. So essentially, what did we learn about dots? Well, dots were dots and points. So points are coordinates. They don't have a dimension, and we can't see them. But they are like anywhere that we want to put a dot. A dot is the building block of everything. Something like this is a dot, and it's formed of dot, or it's got many dots put together to make it. Apparently, if put on a canvas, having this here allows it to be known as the dot, because it is a focus point? Because it's a focus point? No, because it's drawing more attention towards itself. If I were to put lines towards it, then that'll show that there's more attention going to that object. Lines themselves are dots as well. But, well, many dots put together. But this is the same as this. And putting them together would make one go into the foreground and one into the background. the bigger the dot the bigger the dot will be, it will be seen as a shape. That's right. So here is a dot. But let's say that I made a really, small thing here. If I zoomed out, it kind of just looks like, well, a very thin version of this. But if I were to make that bigger, it would look like this. Kind of looks like that. More like a shape. I wonder how small it has to be to actually see it if it just looks like this. But these two are the same. Alright, so that's what we know about dots. Let's just save this. Let's get into the next page. Now we're getting into lines. I think what the guy I'm looking at just said was a line is a dot going on for a walk. So a line is just a multitude of dots that imply a direction. Yeah. Lines. Literal or implied. M-P-L-I-E-D. Contour lines. Which the contour lines are, what were they again? Basically the boundaries, right? The different lines. Where he starts here is contour lines equals define edges. Stuff like this. So we have three lines here. We've got contour lines, which defines edges. We have dividing lines, which divides space. So let's say that was a canvas real quick. Well, actually, I've been using contour lines in the previous dot area by creating an artificial small canvas. So if I were to use a dividing line on this contour line, it would be like this. And like this. And now that creates symmetry. Nice. Anyway. And then the next one we have decoration lines, which is... What is embellish? I'm gonna search that up. Define embellish. Embellish means to make something more attractive by adding decorative details. Oh. So that's what decorative lines do. So embellish. Embellish. Embellish objects. For example, cross-hatching. And gesture lines. Equals capturing movement. Capturing movement. What would an example be though? Oh. Oh, I've been using gesture lines for figure drawing. Right, so what do we know about lines so far? So lines can be split into 4 different sections. Contour lines, which define edges. Dividing lines, which divide space. Decoration lines, which embellish objects. Embellish means make pretty. Oh. Which means embellish, make pretty. Make pretty. And then we've got gesture lines, which are used during gesture drawings. We've already seen these cases in the other previous streams. Alright, let's keep going. One second. So we've got Control S. No, cancel. Control Shift S is lines 1. Alright. Now we've got different line types to look at. It's kind of fun to do actually. So let's have a look. Thin lines. So lines, a thin line, huh? So thin lines. Can be delicate. Fragile. Light. So let's say that we had, let's make this a bit taller. Let's see. There should be a good example of this. It should be light, thick, light. Should show that there's light here. Where it looks darker here. and lighter here. His example was you got like a little guy, but he's got really thin legs. Look at the thin legs of a house spider, like a daddy long legs. Yeah, his legs do look kind of thin and dainty. He could crush. Like a little spider. Just in case you guys didn't make that thing. This canvas needs to be a bit bigger, right? Alright, so he's going like that. He's going like that. And he talked about elegant. Kind of does look elegant, doesn't it? But then he wants to talk about, so there's thin lines, he wants to talk about thick lines. Implies what? Shadow. More tension. Shadow. Who says that? I have no idea. We've got thick lines, then we've got horizontal lines. I've been using them the whole time, actually. So horizontal lines are just imply wide. Sleeping line. This line would just be this. But then we've got vertical lines. Could fall over. Like a forest of tall trees. That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, so essentially what I think he's just talking about is, so they have the potential energy because they're standing up that they could fall over, but they are strong and rigid because they are nice and straight. They usually symbolize height, and they have a lack of movement when they are straight. Like, you could expect trees or buildings to not fall over because of how, well, tall that they are. But when they do fall over, it is very chaotic. Nice. Yeah, so motion. Nice. Yeah, like these big buildings. It becomes way more fun when you make it seem like they're huge. I did something interesting here. I wonder if you'll understand it. Just like the daddy long legs. He is big and tall. He's elegant. Then you've got the thick line. I guess it could be an example of shadow. Alright, so what do we know so far? So we know thin lines. Usually depictions of, usually perceptions of things being delicate, fragile, or a source of light on an object. Like how something could be delicate and fragile, could be something like the legs of a daddy long legs, which is the spider with very long legs, and could sometimes be known as elegant, or it could have symbolism of light being shone upon the edge of an object. While thick lines have the opposite, which is strength, and which is usually strength, and they push more attention towards it, where it's also a perception of shadow and importance. As you can see here. It's got shadow. Well, it's thicker, which might just imply that there is a shadow there. Horizontal lines usually imply a perception of something being wide, where the line itself, it's fallen over, so it's not going to be much movement. If it is just by itself, it seems calm and quiet. It can't fall over because it's already fallen over, so it's already flat on the ground. And it's slow and it's stable and secure. But it can also show motion as an effect, as we can see here with this car on the bottom. The opposite of that would be the vertical line, which is potential energy. A strong and rigid with height, with associations of height. If tall tall things are usually strong and straight with height, and you'd expect that these buildings that I've drawn with all these small people won't fall over because of how strong and rigid they are. There's a couple more I gotta do. Ah, nice. Alrighty. Okay, just gotta save that. Then we've got lines. Number 2. Because we can also go further with the lines. We can go for diagonal lines. What is that? What do they usually symbolize? Hmm. Now we've got curved lines. Right, so essentially what I've heard was diagonal lines are sometimes associated with the perception of imbalance, having restless energy, usually associated with action, motion, excitement, and being dramatic. For example, the example he gave was if there was a ball up here and this is terrain, you would expect the ball to go down the terrain because it usually, well, unless it's stuck with a pin, it wouldn't be sitting at the very top of the peak without moving because of the diagonal line and the forces of gravity and yada yada yada. Anyway, usually when a ball is going up, you would expect it to go down. You can see this ball has speed lines involved, so you expect it to go up. Well, this one will be going down. The interpretation of motion, the expectation, while curved lines symbolize something that's a bit more organic, like fluid. Sometimes it's calm, an image of calmness, or sometimes it is an image of dynamic. But dynamics, it depends on, apparently from what he said, the dynamics or the energy, the calm or dynamicness of the curved line depends on how big the curves are. For example, we have, let's say that we've got an ocean. It's got waves that look like this. And then, not too long after, it is now high tide, and you got waves that look like this. Big difference between the two of them, because one seems really tall, while the other one seems really calm. Because I think the reason for that is this is more flat than this, And this looks like it's got more energy involved, where if I had a ball, it would just have to just go up and down and up and down and up and down. While if I had a ball here, it'd have to go up and down. It had to put more energy to going up, and then fast down and up, and then fast down and then up, and then fast down and then up, and then fast down. It's an interesting conveyance of energy. Let's leave those in, actually. That's good. The next thing he wants to talk about is zigzags. So zigzag lines. Combination of diagonal lines. So usually what he says here was the dynamic, zigzag lines tend to be more dynamic, full of high perception of high energy, but sometimes it can be confusion, and it can sometimes be seen as things, a perception of danger, like lightning bolts. I mean, Spidey sense is more like this, isn't it? Spider-Man's like, oh shit, there's... I can't draw Spider-Man right now, but like, he has like Spidey sense. I think this is what it looks like. Is it zigzag, or is it... I think it's more like a curved line, right? I'm actually going to search this up. Spidey sense. Oh, wait. No, Spidey sense is more like a zigzag. Oh, that's actually really good. So that does go into what I was talking about when it comes to, or what he was talking about, which is senses of danger, I guess. Nice. Cool. That's cool. Yeah, so something like this. From one point to another. Hut, hut, hut. Hut. Nice. Or, if you were Spider-Man... you would get Spidey sense involved. Okay, you get some spidey senses. Nice. What's the next thing he wants to talk about? Jeez, we only got to 32 minutes. There's also artificial lines. It's something like artificial. Oops. But then if I were to freehand it... So artificial. Not lines. Oops. Nice. Oh. Oh no! I have to go to the toilet. I will be back. Give me one moment. Alright! Haha! Alrighty. Yes! Alright, back to it. Holy damn! Back to work. Damn, I'm feeling cold. One moment. Damn. Don't worry about that. go check to see if everything was alright in the house. And it was okay. Anyway, back to it. Alright. We'll have to get back to this at another time. I've run out of time for this. So, that's about as much as I'm going to have to be able to do today. Thank you, the viewer, for watching. Anyway, that's about it. Bye.